Ahoy music lovers, vinyl enthusiasts, and everyone in between. I'm Isaac, this is The Blind Island, and today we are going to be doing another album review. And this album review we're going to be honoring an incredible jazz and classical pianist that we just lost a couple of days ago, and I think that everyone knows who I'm talking about, and that's going to be Chick Corea. The particular album we're going to be looking at today is Tones for Joan's Bones. Most people know Chick as the band leader for Return to Forever, which brought to the world such luminaries as Al Di Meola, the lightning-fast electric guitarist. However, he got his start in a very traditional setting, and this is his debut album released on the Vortex label, which was a subsidiary of Atlantic in 1968. He was 27 years old when this was released, and for such a young man, it's a very sure-handed debut album. Now, for as far as the background of this music, he is working in a quintet setting surrounded by fantastic players: Joe Farrell, Joe Chambers, Woody Shaw, and Steve Swallow. He is also very influenced by people who he was playing music with, hearing and also absorbing all of the sounds that he was hearing at the time, such as McCoy Tyner, Herbie Hancock, and Keith Jarrett. It is a very fast, propulsive, intense, and engaging listen. So now that we've kind of gone from the background of the album, let's get into my thoughts. Again, as I said, this is a very engaging post-bop album. Most people are going to be very familiar with the Return to Forever sound, with a lot of intense synthesizers and electric sounds. This is not that. This is going to be a far more grounded, traditional jazz record. Even though it is a little bit more traditional, that isn't to say that there aren't avant-garde moments in here. You can really hear the Latin influences that he's trying to bring into. It has this playfulness and flourish that a lot of other players didn't have at the time. I think that it's an incredibly sure-footed release. 3 of the 4 compositions were his own, with 1 composition written by Kurt Weill and has some Gershwin aspects in there too. I think, again, for such a young man to come swinging out of the gates and know pretty much what he wants to sound like and what he wants to do, it's pretty impressive. Not many of his releases after this would have such a hard-hitting sound. He would go completely dive into the fusion genre and bring in a lot more elements of his Latin heritage into later recordings. However, this is an incredibly fresh sounding recording. The production value on here is excellent. The mids sound super warm. Everyone is brought out to play. Everyone gets their moment to shine. I think that Joe Farrell on here especially is bringing the heat. He plays in a very heavy blowing technique similar to Coltrane, and I think that a lot of people are going to find things to enjoy, especially if you're a fan of late period McCoy Tyner in the late 60s, early 70s. That's not to say that it sounds derivative. It sounds fresh as the day that it was pressed to wax. I love this album. I love Chick, and he is going to be a talent that's sorely missed. I'm going to include a little needle drop so you can get a taste of the hard, fast, swinging, propulsive music that's on here. My final thoughts on the record is, while it doesn't necessarily bring anything to the table, it's an incredibly well done record. Very, very well thought out debut album from a young talent at the time, and it sounds fresh and always engages me as a listener. I'm gonna give this one a 4.5 out of 5. If you haven't listened to Chick's early material, I highly suggest it. There's a lot to dive into. So guys, what did you think of this review? What did you think of Chick Corea? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I hope that you have a great day on your own personal oasis. Cheers.